the right to have access to the best the science can offer, the right to dignity, and the right to life. So I thank you all for the inspiration you are providing me today, which is the same one I find when I visit some of the countries where we work, and I meet these wonderful women and men and groups of people who are working so hard to make a difference. I feel the same kind of energy I feel in this room tonight, the energy that shows that the change is possible, and I'm very optimistic. Thank you.
Thank you, Laureen, for so expertly finding another amazing group of leaders. The diversity of experiences and where they come from and what they do is so much a part of what this evening is about. And I'm sure I speak for all of you in saying how awed we are by the work. And Michael, may I say that we will all hold you and Barbara in our thoughts. And you're not only an enlightened man, you are clearly a leader, and we want you to lead her out of that courtroom free forever. Now it's a great pleasure to introduce another woman I admire, and I've had the privilege of working closely alongside and founding something, or she founded it as the founding president, and I got to join her for the beginning of the Women's Media Center. I'm talking about Carol Jenkins. She's a writer, producer, and media analyst, an award-winning former television journalist. Carol has done so very much. She's focused in the last several years on that intersection we've talked about over and over again tonight between the empowerment of women and the responsibility of media in responding to the stories and the voices of women. There at the Women's Media Center, it was Carol's idea to begin to mentor and train the young women across all sectors who needed to know how to use media more powerfully. She created the Progressive Women's Voices Media Leadership Training Program and acquired the large portfolio of women leaders and executives that make up a resource called SheSource. And Carol, I think we just added a lot of new names to SheSource tonight. Her current focus is on the health of girls and women, in addition to serving on the board of the African Medical and Research Foundation, the largest health delivery organization on the continent. She is chair of the advisory committee on the Black Maternal Health Project of Women's eNews. So she consults on that intersection of media and health and is the co-founder of the soon-to-be-launched social networking enterprise, CEO Grandmother. So welcome the coolest grandmother you'll ever meet, Carol Jenkins.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Pat, very much for that. And I know that you have a slew of grandchildren too, don't you? 10. You see, you talk about cool grandmothers. And we've met a few others here today too. You know, the interesting thing is that Martha, whom you met a little bit earlier, you know, has this plethora of mothers and grandmothers, because every time I saw her today, I said, "Did you turn that paper in yet?" And she said, yes, finally she did. So congratulations to you for that. And extraordinary to see women of all ages, whether they're grandmothers or young women, who are doing miraculous things. I do want to say, I know we're not supposed to compliment Rita Henley Jensen, but I will take a minute. Rita is not only a very good friend of mine, and I am now happy to be working for her. It was really terrific. She got me and my daughter to do a breastfeeding video for her that's running on Women's eNews. What is that? 9,000 views. So that, and we're in favor of breastfeeding, by the way. My granddaughter is now a very healthy, ready to go to Harvard 1-year-old. So. And Rita and I are in the same walking group, and the rest of the Inwood crowd, Washington Heights, is all of that a prelude to introduce our next honoree, who is I've been able to watch as well, Tanya Lewis Lee, who is this extraordinary, you don't mind if I call you young woman, but as far as I'm concerned, everybody is young, right? Acclaimed author and children's television producer Tanya Lewis Lee made it her mission to change the health profile of pregnant women and their infants with a special focus on African American lives. Amnesty International reports that deaths from pregnancy and childbirth in the United States have doubled in the past 20 years. African American mothers are 3 to 4 times more likely to die during pregnancies and labor. With a deep understanding that instilling healthy lifestyle habits in women at an early age is critical to improving maternal health, Tanya helped create the Preconception Peer Educator Program in 2008 for college students and pioneered a youth-to-youth model to address the issue. She says, "It is my hope that in the next 3 to 5 years we'll begin to find the health disparity gap is closing and we can help researchers give us more insight into why we have this problem." Ladies and gentlemen, Tanya Lewis Lee.
Thank you. Thank you, Carol. And thank you, everyone. I just want to say, you know, African American women matter. African American babies matter. They matter to all of us here in this room and everyone here in this nation, whether we realize it or not. And that's what is critical and important to me. I think that our youth need to understand that they have that they can make a contribution to this country, and all of us can help in bringing these infant mortality rates down. The good news is that there are a lot of people out there who are doing this work. I just happen to be a spokesperson, a face to this mission, but there's an army of people out there that care about our children and our youth, and I accept this award really on their behalf. I have the wonderful opportunity of working with the Office of Minority Health, which is a division of the Department of Health and Human Services. And I'm here to tell you that our government does get things done, and that there are people within the government who are really dedicated and passionate and who really care and who are doing the work.